Good morning, YouTube. It is currently 7:44. Started at 4 o'clock this morning. Done my first drop. Waiting at my second drop to go on the bay and get unloaded, tipped, whatever. And I am in a wet old Wales today. So yeah, not the nicest days. It is a Monday, the 15th of October. Just spending some time waiting now. Been about half hour so far, so not too bad. And we've got another. Have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another 4 drops and a collection today. I was a bit rushed to sort of try and get here as early as possible, so I didn't get anything set up while I was at my first drop. So yeah, you'll see me here at my second. Or you do. Just playing the waiting game now. I think all the other customers I got today will be pretty much in and out. Not too bad a day though, just an early one. Alright, there we go. Well, that took nigh on 3 hours to get unloaded. There was, what, 3 trucks in front of me? There was one already on there when I turned up, but he was pretty much finished, and then there was another 3 trucks to go after him. I put my hazards on actually. Yeah, so obviously I had to wait for them to be done and checked and gone and whatever. But now I'm done, off I go. Off to my next one. Luckily the next 4 drops should be pretty quick. Should be in and out sort of thing. So no more sitting around today hopefully. Well, I've got 2 drops at the end that I'm not sure on. Well, a drop at the end and then a collection. So I'm not sure how long I'm going to be at them places for, but hopefully not long. Thumbs up the security guy and off we go. I'll come here in my first week of work here, and yeah, I'll come here with another driver who's training me up. So he showed me what to do. Unfortunately that day we had that drop taken off us, but no one told us, so it was still on the manifest, so we still come here. But he sort of taught me through what we had to do anyway, so it wasn't too bad. I had a rough idea. I took me 30-minute break while I was waiting there to be unloaded. So that's covered me for me first 6 hours. Yeah. So I've just got to worry about me driving now. I've got another hour and a half. Hold on. Come on, brain, do maths. Hour and 45 minutes. Yeah, hour and 45 minutes of driving left before I have to take another half-hour break. I should get me like next few drops out of the way before I get that far on. Oh dear, learner. That's what you learn for though, isn't it? That's going to stress her out for the rest of the day now. I had a look on my old YouTube stats today and I see I've got 1 extra subscriber, so I'm up to 7 now. Woo! Thank you for subscribing. Also goes to anyone else that's watching. If you do like the videos, yeah, give them a like and subscribe. I'm not fussed whether you do or not, but because I'm just doing it for fun. I like watching other people driving trucks around, so I assume people wouldn't mind watching me do what I do. Everyone's different in their own special way. Do their videos in their own way. I hope people like the way I do my videos. Also, I won't be releasing videos quite as quickly as I did because I had a bit of a backlog of footage, so I've been releasing like crazy, but I'm planning on probably doing about 2 videos a week. We'll see. See how life sort of gets in the way of that, or that gets in the way of life, etc. Maybe expect at least 2 a week, I'd say. If it gets too much, then it'll go down to 1, but it'll definitely be a 1 a week, I'd say. All depends how interesting the days get, because I don't want to keep filming the same routes all the time, because that'll just be boring. Though on the road, something different happens every day, but we generally have the same sort of set of customers, so we'll see what happens with that. And I'm planning on doing my Class 1 over the next year. That'll change things up a bit. My dad actually works for the same company, and I might actually, because he drives Class 1, so I might get to go out with him at some point and see what it's all about. I'm not driving the trucks about, just see what the difference is between the Class 2 and Class 1 work. Right. Drive on. Hit the tree. Yeah. Sometimes people sort of expect you to move over because you've got a bit of bit of road left on your side. The thing is, if I move over, that then puts my mirror into the hedge. In a van or a car, you can sort of lean across and fold your mirror out. And this, I've got to stop, get out, walk around, because I need me mirrors quite badly as well, you know. So that folds in, I'm blind on that side, and I don't know what I'm hitting. So I've had to do it a few times, get out and pull the mirror out. I was going through a town once and caught something and folded it in. And I had to stop right where I was, in the middle of the street there. You know, held up a few people just to unfold my mirror so I could actually see, so I could get around corners without taking stuff out. Touch wood, I ain't done it for a little while now. Getting better with the old size of the vehicle. Especially for nighttime driving as well. Well, not nighttime, just when it's dark out in the mornings, early mornings. Oh, bigger than me. See, I could have squeezed past him, but I would have definitely knocked my mirror in then. The thing is, I'm just touching the hedge and I'm on the white lines pretty much. Here's not too bad, there's no hedges on the side of the road. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of yawning today, I think. A bit. I don't think they got a forklift, so I'm going to have to tail this one off. But that's alright. Got to move a couple of bits out of the way, but it takes a few seconds. Right. Keep forgetting to unclip my microphone when I undo my seatbelt. I end up ripping it off on there. Delivery 3 done. off to delivery 4, which is just over an hour away. So that'll pretty much put me onto break time, I think. Oh shit. Should really clean the windows on this truck. I do have some wipes for it, but this is like the third truck I've had in 6 weeks. So I'm a bit reluctant to waste any more of my wipes on a truck that I'm probably going to have taken off of me. It's all part of being a new driver at a new firm. Well, I say new firm. Should have waited back there really. Unfortunately, I think until I've been there for a while, I'm going to keep getting moved around different trucks. It is what it is. Can't argue really. After passing my Module 4 CPC, 3 weeks later I was in a job. A lot of people don't get that much luck. Some people end up waiting months, maybe even a couple of years before they get a job. And I'm not even for agency as well, which is ideal. That's one thing I was not looking forward to, is doing agency, because you just don't know what you're doing from one day to the next. Or whether you'll actually have work all week, which is not good when you've got bills to pay. I'd have a bit of security, you know. That's nice of him. I did see something big and blue moving, so I don't know if there's another truck coming up. Hope not. Hopefully he just wasn't coming up this way, look. Oh no, there he is, there's a van. He's a good man. He had some good eyes and spotted me straight away. He gets a wave and a thumbs up. Once I've got this drop, indicator cancelled. Once I've got this drop done, I'm gonna have to take my another 30-minute break as soon as possible. I think I'll be left with about 20 minutes of driving to be able to do that. Go on, walking the old fucking road up. Should have just taken the front end of his car off. Don't think, do they? Oh, you... I've gone to the wrong place. That's probably why I can't find it. What a bugger. Oh, I'll have to do these 3 deliveries before I do that one. Never mind. It's because I moved around earlier because it didn't seem right, and I thought so that I'll do it in order. That's why I can't find it. I see. Right, okay. So I've got to turn right at this roundabout. The postcode's not bloody... There we go. Found it. I feel it's straight on. What's that say down there? wonder where their goods in is. I got 15 minutes to find somewhere to stop, which to be honest isn't too bad. So I've just been in there. Apparently they got 2 separate warehouses, so the next one's just round the corner from where I went in. So undone all my curtain and that. I had to tighten it back up, but I've left all the straps undone because I'm only going around the corner on the same bit of ground, so it's not going to hurt anyone. See if we find it. Oh. Where did they unload me from? I presume in here somewhere. Join me with about 30 seconds to a minute left on my break. So I've got to crack onto this next drop, which is only a mile away. It's 10 minutes away, and it's saying that I'll get there at 12:48, and they go for lunch at 1, and they're closed from 1 till 2. So I've got a small window to try and get there in, because I don't want to be sat outside there for an hour. Oh, there we go, it's my break done. So yeah, now my driving time should reset now. Alright, let's crack on to them. And there's me alarm. Quite a steep hill, this one. Jesus, I'm doing 30 and it's a 30 limit. How much of a rush can you be in? Of course, I never speed in my own car. But in my own car, I definitely wouldn't have done something like that. Not on a 30 limit. Come on, truck. Fuck's sake. Fucking thing. Put my foot down, it's in 4th gear still. It decides to take forever to change to 2nd. That's just completely ruined me now. Bloody automatic gearboxes. Give me a manual any day. Go on, you can go. Because I need that room to get in there. Found it. Let's go stop here a minute. So, that's annoying. They've turned me away till 2 o'clock now, even though I got there at 5 minutes to. Can't tip you because we're going on dinner break. So, I've got to find something to do for an hour. I mean, I've got 2 other drops, but they're at least an hour's round trip in the direction I need to be going to go home. So, I could do it, but then I'm wasting an hour worth of driving. And I've only got to head back that way to go back anyway, so it's a pointless exercise. So the thing is, I could have gone there before my break, but then I would have only had 5 or 10 minutes to find somewhere to stop for half an hour, and there's nowhere to stop there. So I've ballsed up again. Not been my best day today. Well, I ain't really ballsed up again. It's just... The reason why I changed the route round slightly was because I thought this one was further away than what it was. But it actually turns out that it is further away than it is because I put in the invoice address and not the delivery address. So I'm now a little bit out of my way. Not the biggest mistake in the world, but definitely not a 5-minute sort out. So, I guess I changed it, otherwise I'd be going back on myself all day long, which I've ended up bloody doing anyway. Because I put the wrong bloody postcode in. Should have put the postcode in that was on my manifest, not the one that was on the invoice. Well, should have put the correct one on the delivery part of the invoice. Thing is, they always put the invoice put first and then the delivery bit second. So of course, you just automatically look at the first address you see, don't you? What can you do, eh? Now it's half-3, so everyone's kicking out of school, so now it's busy with school-run mums and everything. Just what I need. It's going to be a long day today. Right, you catch me 2 drops on. I'm actually at the correct printers this time. Bit of pallet of paper. Yeah, it's not been my best day. I've been out for 12.5 hours already. Yeah. It's not looking good. I'll go do my collection now, which is 25 minutes away, and then however long it takes to get back home from there, which I have no idea. So I'm looking at probably a 15-hour day. It is what it is. Some of it's my fault, some of it's not. My last drop was moved to my first drop. Because of that, I was 15 minutes late to be booking in time for my second drop. Because of that, I don't know if it's because of that, but I had to wait for 3 other trucks to be tipped in it, well, nearly 4. And it took 2 hours and 45 minutes for me to do that one. And I went off to the next customer, it was alright. Went off to my next customer, that was alright. But the next customer after that, I got there, I had to have my break just before I got to him. Because I'd done that, I then got to them 10 minutes before they were supposed to go on break, but they wouldn't tip me until after their break, so I had to sit around for another hour, which has put me quite far behind now. So I've hopefully got this collection, but I might have to ring the yard and see if it needs to be done, see see if it can be done tomorrow. So yeah, so it's not been my best day, shall we say. It's been a bit pulling the air out. I didn't film the last drop either, which was unfortunate because it was a bugger. It was, luckily they turned up just as I got there. Apparently I'm supposed to ring them before I get there, which I didn't see on my manifest, but it is on the invoice. Luckily they turned up just as I got there. But it was very tight to get into, and it didn't help with two vehicles parked either side of the gateway, and then the gateway wasn't much help with a narrow road as well, because I couldn't get any angle to get in and out. In the end I had to reverse into another gateway and then go forwards into the one I was going into, and then I had to sort of do the same going out. I got a bit stressed for that one. Never mind, here's what it is. Just another day. I still get paid for it all, but you know, I'd rot. It's annoying when I know I could have been home by now. Quite easily. We weren't from sitting around. Alright, on to the next one. Right, crisis averted. I phoned the office and they said there's no collection. So, that is ideal. I'm going to get back just before me 15 hours are up, I suppose. About 20 minutes before. I thought I'd bring you in here just as I'm about to go over the Severn Bridge. So, unfortunately it's a gloomy day, so it's not the best sight, but still nice to drive over, I suppose. Yeah. So yeah, today's not been the best of days, just a case of everything just not going to plan, I suppose. It's just one of them things of being on the road. Every day is different. Yeah. It is what it is. Days crying over spilt milk. A couple of things are out of my hands and a couple of things were my fault, and it's all just added up. Almost got a bit much for me, but to be honest, I'm the sort of person I'll just soldier on through. But the thing is, I've come from van driving, where you're not restricted in any way, shape or form. I mean, the company I work for, they weren't even fussed if you took your break, which technically, down the working time directive, you're supposed to take a break after 6 hours of work, but they can't enforce it, so you just started, worked, and then got home. You didn't take a break. But obviously, I've come to HGV driving now, where you're very heavily watched over. You know, and you got to be very careful. I mean, I've being new, yeah, I've made a couple of infringements. One of them is because of something I wasn't sure of. I thought after within your first 6 hours you could take a half-hour break, and I thought that's all you need to do for the day. But I didn't realise if you had another 6-hour block after that, you then have to take another half-hour break. I did not know that, so I got an infringement for that. But it's all a learning curve. But the thing is, like I've said before, they do not teach you enough on the tachograph or anything. You get a few questions in the theory and a couple of questions in the case studies, but it's not enough. I think part of the CPC, they should sit you down and explain everything to do with a tacho. It should be a thing. Maybe they do with the what is it? The periodic CPC maybe, but with the initial they don't. So yeah. And another thing I never knew was, obviously you have to drive 9 hours a day. You have to take a 45-minute break in your first 4.5 hours driving. Now you're allowed to extend an extra hour driving. What I didn't know is you had to take another 45-minute break before you could take that extra hour driving. I didn't know that. So now I do. But what I'm pretty sure of is you're not allowed to work more than 15 hours a day, and I'm going to be, like I said, 20 minutes below that as long as I have a smooth drive home. But I might still be wrong on some things. I'm still learning. This is still new to me. I do have a driver's handbook, but even that doesn't explain everything clearly. It explains the hours of driving, the hours of this, but it doesn't explain if you go over it or if you have to extend. It doesn't tell you the little bits in between there. Looks like the tide's out quite a bit. Looks a bit choppy down there as well. Not that you can see, but there you go. Not very blowy on the way back. It was a bit blowy. I went over the other bridge this morning. Yeah, it was a bit blowy along there, but and I had a full load as well, whereas now I've just got 2 really light pallets on full of waste, so yeah. Anyway, that was the bridge on the M4. I've still got another hour and 40 minutes till I get home. And that was probably one of my worst days, I must admit, since I've started. It's been, what, nearly 2 months, that ain't too bad. Right, if you stuck around, thanks for watching. Maybe give it a like, maybe subscribe if you want to see more. If not, don't. It's your choice. I'm not out for everyone's love, I'm just doing it for a bit of fun. Alright, peace out, take it easy. Right, little bonus footage. I'm just parking my truck up at the yard. Little face on action, that. Run out of bloody parking spaces around here. So I've had to park it up in a weird place. Hope I don't upset too many people with it. Never mind. Gotta do what you gotta do, ain't you? Alright, light on. Now you can see me. Ooh, what do you think? Right, now I'll take my taco out. Print out, yes, and UTC. Oh, I'll tell you exactly how many hours I've done today, from start to finish. I'll put my taco in a bit later than I thought. So I put my taco in at 4 and I've taken it out at 5. So that is just over 14.5 hours. I think that's about the longest day I've had since I've been here. But yeah, that's driving for you. Take it easy.